Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome to a very special video, and let me tell you guys, this is the big one, guys. I am so honored. Bandai reached out to me and asked me to spoil the reboot leaders, the leaders that we all voted on, the ones that we want to get revamped from older sets. Bandai went hard to work on these leaders, and they asked me to spoil it, guys, and I'm so honored, guys, and I have to thank every single one of you, the subscribers, the patrons, the supporters of the channel. I really feel like this is a milestone in my Dragon Ball Super content creating career, and I couldn't have gotten here without all you guys. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I'm so happy I get to show you guys these leaders. Thank you, Bandai, for the opportunity. Guys, before we get into this awesome video, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. If you want to help support the channel, support the cause, lots of links down below. We got the Patreon, we got the Crossworld TCG merch store down below. Lots of awesome stuff. If you want to pre-order these cards, check out my links down below to TCG Player or Bearded Collectibles. With that being said, we're going to get into these leaders, talk about strategies you can use to play with them, because they are pretty generic and there's a lot of cool things you can do with them. We're going to get into it right now. Hit and Assassin Hit. So we're going to talk about the old version of the leader, and then we'll talk about how it changed and upgraded. So Hit, back in the day, when this card attacks, it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. He's a strong boy, just missing a little bit of draw power. Awaken, when you place a 4 or less, draw 2 and flip over. Assassin Hit says when this card attacks, draw 1, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Auto, once per turn, when your opponent activates Blocker, you may place 1 red card from your hand into the drop area. If you do so, negate that blocker. So I guess back in the set 1 days, they didn't really know how Blocker was going to act in the game in terms of how strong it was going to be, and it ended up not being so great. Negates were just way better for stopping attacks. So just getting a leader that gets around Blocker, not really going to cut it in today's day and age. So let's see how they revamped Hit. Hit, auto, when this card attacks a leader card, draw 1, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. That free 5k is always awesome. The draw power is great. Awaken, when you place 4 or less, draw 1, untap 1, and flip over. We've got Assassin Hit, and guys, the front side art and this art, oh my god, it looks so nice. It's so amazing. Assassin Hit returns. When this card attacks, draw 1. This card gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Then shoot up to 1 skillless battle card in your drop area with an energy cost of 2 or less and play it. This is so cool, like, for a few reasons, one of which, that's literally just free value. You get the draw, you get the 5k, and you get a free body to the board. Let's not forget that skillless 2-drops are often 20k. A 20k beater that you're bringing out for free is such high value. This is really cool too, because this is kind of the first time we're seeing a skillless centric strategy that isn't really compatible with the Black Kid Goku skillless engine. But there's still really other cool things you can play with this. You're most likely playing red, and you're probably going to want to play some red U6s. There is a 2-drop 20k Magetta and Bodomo skillless. It's a 2-drop 20k from the draft box, and that works perfectly with this deck. You swing, you draw, you get that guy out of the drop area, you've got your U6 on board. Now this leader does not have the Universe 6 tag, but that doesn't mean you can't play Universe 6 cards with it. You can easily play some type of red-green build where you're playing Saiyan Team Wakaba, going into any color of U6. You can go into your red U6s, you can go into your yellow U6s. This leader is so flexible and so strong, especially thanks to the next effect. Let's read it. Activate main/battle once per turn. Choose 1 card in your hand placed in the drop area. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with double strike, critical, or blocker, and KO it. This effect is so nuts, guys. This means activate main/battle gives it so much flexibility. If your opponent's poking at you with a double strike or a crit threat, get it out of there. 1 card in your hand, get it out of there. And you get so much free value off this, like I said before, guys. On the front side, back side, you're drawing, and you're getting free bodies to the board. The pitching one doesn't really matter all that much. It actually is really, really strong, guys. And on offense, if you need to get rid of a pesky blocker, get rid of it. There's not too much barrier in the format, so any of the main double strikers you see right now, even the Ultimate Evil Lifeform Baby that negs your leader, that thing swings, you're just going to kill it for 1 card. This is so strong. I can honestly see this leader being the top of the meta. Red, access to Denial of Hope. Is that all you got? Topo. This leader seems really, really strong. Next up, guys, we've got Old School Ramp Beerus, a fan favorite. So the old leader says, when this card attacks, if you have 3 or more energy, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards when it costs 2 or less and KO it. Funny enough, there's actually an anti-meta leader back during Mecha Veggies format. You would just swing with this guy and pick off all your opponent's Saiyan Team Wakabas. It was actually pretty funny. I played against it at a regional. But anyways, Awaken, when it lays 4 or less, draw 2 and flip over. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1. Then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards when energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. Activate main, 16 energy, switch this card to rest mode. You win the game. Let's see how they upgraded the leader. Beerus, when this card attacks a leader card, choose one of the following effects. You can either KO a 2 or less, or you can draw 1. So you get that flexibility. Having the removal option is really nice. Like, the problem with the old leader was there wasn't always something to remove, so you weren't really always getting value off swinging. With this leader, you can either pop a 2 or less that's going to aggress you, or you can draw a card. Awaken, when you have 4 or more energy or your life's at 4 or less, draw 1, untap 1, and flip over. The backside, again, sick artwork. Beerus, God of Destruction returns. Permanent, when your opponent's life's at 4 or less, anytime this card would deal damage to your opponent, choose up to 1 card in your drop area and place it in your energy in rest mode instead. So a few things here. What's really funny is this leader can't do damage to your opponent, but your opponent still has to defend it, even at 4 life, where against other leaders, you might not even defend it. You might just take it and go to 3. But when your opponent decides not to combo out of the swing, you're going to ramp and get closer to your 16 energy win condition, which this leader still has. So that's really cool. I love this design choice by the Bandai team. This is so cool. Let's read the rest of his effects. When this card attacks, choose 1. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 3 or less and KO it, or draw a card. So again, that flexibility is really cool. The other thing, there's no specificity of what color energy you get to place from your drop area. It could be any color. It could be any multicolor from the sounds of it. And you're probably going to want to play a blue something splash. I don't imagine you want to play mono blue. I actually think in this build, you're going to want to play blue red or blue yellow. And I think you're going to want to do that because in this type of ramp deck where you want to ramp 16 energy, you're going to be playing Objection. You're going to be playing Whis from the Anniversary box that helps you ramp if you're playing a blue Beerus leader. But I think you're also going to want to play red for Topo or yellow for Nimbus. Just those cards help you stall, ramp to your win condition. I think that's going to be one of the stronger ways to play this deck. This looks like a really, really cool leader, a really cool strategy for ramp players. Next up, we've got the boy SS3 Goku. How the Mighty Have Fallen. The SS3 Goku on your left is currently banned in the Dragon Ball Super format. Let's give it a quick read and see why it was so strong. Son Goku, you can only control up to 6 energy. That's going to be static across the entire leader. Activate main, place 1 card from hand in the drop area. If you have no energy, take 2 of your life and put them in your energy. So the crazy thing about this leader was on turn 1, you basically started out on turn 2. That was pretty insane. Awaken, at 4 or less, draw 2 and flip over. Heighten Evolution SS3, again, you can only have 6 energy. At the end of your turn, choose up 3 of your energy and switch them to active mode. This was the most insane effect. And again, this was a time before Borgos and Tien Shinhan Returning Fire, where you would just make any offensive play and you automatically had 3 energy for defense, for 10k combos, for negates, what have you. And then when Storm came out, forget about it. You would just drop an entire Storm board, be super, super aggressive, put up 3 energy, 1 for Nimbus, 1 for Unbreakable Son Goku, whatever the case was. You had so much defensive energy. And of course, when he attacks, he draws a card. Now let's see how they revamped the leader. I think they had a kind of tricky balance thing here because they wanted to make it strong and interesting, but they also had to make it balanced. And I think they did actually a really, really good job. So again, you can only have 6 energy. Auto, choose 1 card in your hand and place it at the bottom of your deck as a cost. When this card attacks, choose 1 card in your life and place it in your energy in rest mode. So very big difference here, but in a few ways. This leader actually ramps harder than the old SS3. Every single time you attack on your unawakened side, you're taking a life and putting it in your energy. So you're self-awakening, you're ramping, but you're losing cards from hand. And I think that's how they decided to make it fair. Again, awesome design choice by the team. I love it. Awaken, when you're at 4 or less, draw 1 and flip over. Let's see what the backside does. We've got Heightened Evolution, SS3 Son Goku returns. Again, only 6 energy. When this card attacks, draw 1, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. At the end of your turn, choose up to 3 of your mono blue energy and switch them to active mode. So what's really cool is, like I said before, you're ramping super hard. Like on turn 3, after 3 swings, you're already on 6 energy, which is so insane to think about. But you are going to be at a lower hand size, but that's a good trade-off because you can ramp into things like Dragon Fist Son Goku. You can ramp into things like U7 Beerus Divine Vanquisher. And you are probably going to have to play a mono blue deck, if not mono blue splash with maybe a light splash of another color, maybe red again for Topo, maybe yellow for some other threats. But again, you're going to want to be mostly mono blue so you can untap that 3 blue energy, and your life is going to be randomized in the sense that what you're ramping from your life is going to be random. So you're probably going to want to have a mostly mono blue deck. But again, the bombs you can ramp into are really, really strong. You could even play like a Gogeta 7 strategy. You could drop that early if you have a way to fill up the drop area with sparking, like the 4-drop Go Tanks that has sparking, burst 5, sorry. So this is going to be a really cool strategy, really cool ramp strategy. Pretty different than I think most of what we've seen before. Next up, Son Gohan and Father-Son Kamehameha Goku and Gohan. The old leader says when this card attacks, if Son Goku's in your drop area, this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Awaken, When he likes it 4 or less, draw 2 and flip over. The backside, and again, this was a fan favorite leader back in set 2. I remember so many people experimenting with this, like an OTK style deck, maining battery laser, playing yellow, so that you could just go in for the triple strike, win the game. And it's such a cool strategy. You either win the game this turn or you lose the game this turn, no matter what. Activate battle once per turn. Remove all your cards in the drop area from the game. This card gains 5,000 power and triple strike. And then at the end of the turn, you lose the game. Let's see what they revamped the leader to do. Son Gohan, auto once per turn. Choose 1 or 2 cards in your life, add them to your hand. When this card attacks, switch this card to active mode. So a dual attacker, it already kind of promotes an aggressive strategy, which is what I think you're going to want to do. But we'll see what the backside says. Awaken at 3 or less life. Draw 2 and untap 1 energy. A buffed Awaken. So you're awakening at a lesser life. We've seen this before. And you're getting a more buffed Awaken. So that's really, really strong, especially for an aggressive push. Father, Son, Kamehameha, Goku, and Gohan return. Auto. When this card attacks, draw 1. Activate battle once per turn. During your turn, choose 1 card in your life. Place it in the drop area. This card gets plus 10,000 power and triple strike for the duration of the turn. Activate main once per turn. Switch this card to active mode. At the end of this turn, you lose the game. So a few things here. You're a dual attack, triple strike, 25k. Again, super strong aggro push. Kind of like Yellow Broly, where you can restand your leader. And the auto to draw is not once per turn, so you'll draw both times that you swing. And obviously it's a lot more buff than Broly because you're swinging for a 25 triple strike twice. You'd have to drop like the 5-drop Shenron on Broly for that to happen. Now what you're going to want to do with this leader is on the backside, you're going to want to time it so that you can get to 2 life ideally, then awaken, and then on the backside, you're going to want to drop that 1 last life so that you can see every single card possible in your life trying to defeat your opponent. And what kind of main deck strategy you're going to want to play with this? Something very, very aggressive. You could go like yellow-green for like a Successor of Hope swap engine. Just play a lot of 2-drop 15k beaters. Get your opponent's life down very, very quickly. I could also see a red-green arrival strategy be very strong with this. Just arriving big, hefty double strikers. Maybe the Broly engine and just dropping really big beat sticks that way. Putting pressure on the opponent really fast and really hard. I think that's going to be the main way you're going to want to play this deck. So I'm going to say something like yellow-green for swap or red-green for arrival rush. I think it's going to be very, very strong. Next up, guys, we got the Metacooler leader. Another fan favorite leader. The Metacooler strategy was always really popular. The leader just never really helped out enough back in the day. I actually remember like set 2 Trunks playing the Metacooler engine. You would combo the Metacoolers to the drop area, draw 1 off the Trunks effect, and then use Big Getty Star to bring them out of the drop area. So the old leader says, auto, start with Big Getty Star in play, awaken at 4 or less life, draw 2. On the backside, activate main once per turn. If 3 or more of your Metacooler are in play, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. Auto, when this card attacks, place up to 3 cards from top of your deck in the drop area. Then choose 1 Metacooler or core from your drop area and add it to your hand. Next up, we have the new leader, Metacooler. You get to start with Big Getty Star in play. You awaken when you have 2 or more Frieza Clan in play, and you draw 2 cards. So really interesting difference already. Your awaken is not tied to any type of life restriction. You put 2 Frieza Clans in play, which is basically what Big Getty Star does really, really fast, and you flip over. Likewise, we've got Frieza Clans in just about every single color nowadays, so that's another really easy way to make different splashes in this deck. But if you guys saw the Set 9 spoilers, we are getting specific Metacooler support in red. So I can see this being a red-yellow archetype where you play a Frieza swap engine because they're all Frieza Clans. So you can, like, on turn 2, use Big Getty Star, get a Metacooler in play. Then you can go into 1-drop Frieza, swap into a 2-drop Frieza, and that's your awaken right there. You can potentially awaken at 8 life, which is so cool, I think. The awaken side, Nucleus of Evil, Metacooler core returns. Auto, when this card attacks, place up 3 cards from the top of your deck in your drop area. Then choose up to 1 Metacooler or Metacooler core in your drop area and add it to your hand. Activate main once per turn. If you have 2 or more Frieza Clan in play, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest mode, and it can't be switched to active mode during your opponent's next charge phase. So they upgraded that tap down effect and they added a lock it down effect. That's already way better than before. Activate battle once per turn. Choose up to 1 of your Metacooler core cards in your battle area, and it gets plus 5,000 power for duration of the turn. Again, that's on both players' turns. So if you're, I can see this being a really fast like rush spam deck where you're just dropping 15k beaters. And on defense, if your opponent's trying to clear your beaters, you literally just save one for a 5k combo for free. I mean, we saw how powerful that is in Beerus, getting that free 10k combo, and being able to save your board with a free 5k combo, and then likewise on offense, get that additional 5k free combo. That's really powerful. All these leaders, guys, they've upgraded in really awesome ways. I'm so excited to see what these leaders do in the format. I think they're all really powerful. Like I said, I'm really excited for Hit personally. I think Beerus has a place in the format, again, with some type of stall strategy. I think you can go really heavy mono blue ramp with Goku into big bombs. I think you can go a really aggressive strategy with the Son Gohan, Son Goku Kamehameha leader, just trying to get that dual attack triple strike off on your opponent really early. And then you're going to go with a really wide spam strategy with Metacooler. I love these leaders, guys. I love the community project on this, getting the community to vote. This is awesome, again, on Bandai's part. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these leaders. Which ones are you going to mess around with, experiment with? Which ones do you want to see me post deck profiles for? Again, Bandai, thank you so much for the opportunity. I will see you guys next time.